Hundreds are dead, more than 1,000 are missing after catastrophic flooding in Nepal. The desperate search for loved ones and the Colorado community rallying around them.
A controversial oil and gas deal in Erie is off the table, but the fight may not be over. Also coming up this hour, the new questions facing the town after the energy company walked away.
A celebration of Asian and Asian American heritage returns to Colorado this weekend. The Dragon Boat Festival kicks off tomorrow. Our Mackenzie Stafford is live with everything you need to know. But before we talk about your weekend, the Broncos have their last preseason game tonight as they host the Minnesota Vikings right there at Empower Field. You can watch the game for free on our 9 News app. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Drew Carney. Katie LaSalle is hanging out in the 9 News backyard to start this hour. Not too warm out there yet, but man, it's really going to heat up today, Katie.
It's going to be a scorcher to round out this week. Happy Friday to you. Yes, it's really comfortable out and about this morning. Temperatures are mild. We've dropped down to the 60s. Skies are mostly clear. Sun will gradually rise and the temperatures will heat up quickly. This morning, beautiful shot from Horsetooth Reservoir. In and around the Front Range, though, we are under another air quality alert, so a touch hazy, reduced air quality with high concentrations of ozone. But you can see the foothills, the mountains with 60s this morning. Looking off to the west, the warm up by 10 a.m. already at 81 degrees. You'll want the sunscreen for today. Stay cool this afternoon, 90 by noon, and 95 is the expected high out at Denver International Airport. High 90s over the southeastern plains, 70s to 80s in the mountains. Now, we do have chances for thunderstorms, low risk of severe weather, but right around 3 o'clock. So if the kids are coming home from school, you may find some brief shower activity from Denver down through Elizabeth and Larkspur. It'll be scattered through this evening, should stay pretty dry as we kick things off, though, for the Broncos game, and then a toasty weekend ahead. We'll talk more about futurecasts, where we're expecting to see a little more wet weather from the mountains to the metro area. That will be with us both days for Saturday and Sunday coming up in your extended forecast. But Brianna, how are things looking right now? We're heading out the door.
Right now, very quiet, especially if you're in the Lakewood area taking 6th Avenue right near Sheridan Boulevard. No issues to report on those east and westbound lanes heading towards I-70 or I-25 this morning. Not seeing any delays, especially near the Federal Boulevard exit and 6th Avenue, where that on-ramp starts to merge into I-25. That's usually where we start to see bumper-to-bumper traffic. That is not the case right now, so definitely take advantage. Overall, you can see across the metro area, we have a lot of green, no crashes to report. We actually had one crash earlier this morning at Federal and Bowles, but it looks like that crash already cleared up. So up and down I-25, no issues to report all the way down from Castle Rock to the Fort Collins area. Just a slight slowdown for anyone taking 270 right before you hit York Street. And if you are headed to the airport this weekend, you're probably going to want to plan for some extra time. CDOT says that they're closing down lanes on both sides of 56th Avenue, so between Tower Road and Pena Boulevard, to install a water line. Drivers will be asked to take East 47th while work is taking place. That closure will start in about an hour, so at 7 a.m. this morning. It is going to last until Monday morning around 5 a.m. So if this is your route to the airport, give yourself plenty of extra time.
All right, sounds good, Brianna. In our other headlines here, police in Jefferson County need your help this morning to find this missing person. He's 83-year-old Benjamin Brewer, was last seen leaving his home just last night between 6 and 7 o'clock in the area of West Coal Mine Avenue and South Kipling Parkway. Officials say that Brewer does have trouble remembering things and also has trouble driving at night. They say he was driving a white Buick with Tennessee license plate BBT 5254. Anyone who sees him is asked to call the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
Lakewood police need your help to find the driver that hit a pedestrian earlier this month. This happened in the area of 6th Avenue and Garrison Street on August 16th around 2:30 in the morning. Officials say a black Chevy 2500 truck hit a pedestrian and dragged them through the street. That person survived. Anyone who has any information is asked to call the Denver Metro Crime Stoppers.
The second of 2 state troopers who were shot on the job this week in Teller County is out of the hospital. Colorado State Patrol confirmed that Skylar Hain is now recovering at home. Trooper Hain has been with the patrol since 2011 and was seriously hurt when a man opened fire on him during a traffic stop. CSP says he was hit several times, but he still wound up driving himself to the hospital that day. Meanwhile, Trooper Clark Tynan was also shot that day while responding to the same shooting. His injuries were considered minor. He was treated and released from the hospital the very same day. Authorities wound up shooting and killing the gunman, who was identified as Robert Richards Jr., in a brief standoff following the 2 previous shootings and a manhunt.
The town of Kersey is making its speed cameras permanent after the town revealed they're bringing in a lot of money. The town made an announcement this week that they've replaced 2 photo radar camera trailers along Weld County Road 49. They also said that they're implementing a state-mandated 30-day warning period for any drivers caught speeding. Critics say the cameras are just a revenue generator for the small town.
We have received revenue in the amount of $1.68 million approximately.
At a meeting earlier this summer, the town manager said Kersey made all that money in radar revenue in the 7 months tickets were live in 2025. The town doesn't get to keep all of that money. They paid the photo radar vendor more than $700,000. They also had to refund more than $500,000 back to drivers after Steve on Your Side reported that the speeding tickets violated the town's own law. The town has pushed back, saying the cameras aren't meant for revenue. Kersey's police chief says the cameras have been successful at slowing people down, and they're issuing fewer tickets now than when they launched.
Colorado is getting closer to filling the gaps in its electric vehicle fast charging network. The state has about 486 public fast charging locations at this point, reaching from the Eastern Plains all the way to the Western Slope. CDOT says 83% of Colorado's state highway network is now within 30 miles of a fast charger. That's more than double the coverage that Colorado had just a few years ago in 2020. 17 federally funded charging locations are now open, with another 33 in development. The state says it's focusing on some of the remaining gaps, especially along rural and mountain highways.
Erie's Town Council voted this week to repeal the state of its mineral rights to SM Energy. It comes just a week after SM Energy notified the town it would be backing out of the deal. The deal had gotten massive pushback from residents over allowing drilling in Erie, as well as how the deal was handled, mostly in executive session. After back and forth on approval this summer, residents took things into their own hands, gathering enough signatures to take the measure to a referendum for voters in the fall. Before that could happen, though, SM Energy backed out. The town mayor and mayor pro tem both believe SM Energy did not want to wait. But what happens next isn't clear because the company still has the okay to drill close by.
I mean, I think the big thing is ensuring that our minerals are not included in the drilling and spacing unit. That's the biggest thing we have to protect, because there wasn't a deal. So that's primarily going to be the focus.
The Colorado Energy and Carbon Management Commission, or ECMC, is expected to discuss this in a hearing next month. The town is also looking at next steps and what this will mean for them.
This weekend, more than 180,000 people are expected at the Colorado Dragon Boat Festival, which is back at Sloan's Lake. The return comes after environmental concerns last year over blue-green algae, which threatened the festival's home here in Denver. 9 News reporter Mackenzie Stafford is joining us live from Sloan's Lake this morning. So, Mackenzie, I know you had a chance to speak to organizers about this year's event.
Yes, Drew, that's right. And right now they're actually getting ready. They're getting set up here at Sloan's Lake for what they say is the largest dragon boat festival here in the U.S. The cultural ceremony kicks off the weekend tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. But if you want to see the dragon boat races, plan to get here a little earlier because those get underway at 8 o'clock on both days. So when I spoke with the executive director of this event, they told me that it was a huge relief to be back here after the festival had to push back its date last year due to algae bloom concerns that they were having. Denver Parks confirmed that the algae is not an issue this year. The whole weekend is free to come out and enjoy the festival. It's a celebration of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander culture here in Colorado. There will be a marketplace with over 100 vendors, performances, and Dragonland area for kids. They say there's really something for everyone to come connect and honor AA and HPI culture.
So many families come out, and I have seen like a week-old baby here all the way up to a 95-year-old man who's been coming since the beginning, and he's blind, and he just comes out to support and hear the music and just be immersed in people and in community. So there's so many absolutely amazing memories.
Really exciting stuff for this weekend here, but if you are planning to come out, there is no parking for this event, so you can't pay for parking over at the Auraria campus and catch a free bus ride over here to the event. But with those large crowds expected, let's check in with Brianna to see how you can best maneuver around this traffic. Brianna?
Mackenzie, thank you so much for that report, especially up and down Sheridan Boulevard, just north of 6th Avenue. That area is already seeing some construction, plus we're going to have that Dragon Boat Festival, so it is going to be a mess. good options for you. Rideshare, there's a drop-off at Sheridan and Byron Place. There's also the shuttle bus services that Mackenzie just talked about. That is running on Saturday from 6:30 in the morning till 8 p.m. Then you have Sunday from 6:30 to 6 p.m. Another option for you is to take RTD as well. The Sheridan station is not far. It's between 10th and Sheridan Boulevard. But if you're trying to get there, maybe walk towards that area, it's going to take you about 25 minutes. And just a quick heads up, there is no parking, especially because that area is a residential area between Sheridan and Byron. Again, it's going to be heavy delays. 32nd Avenue and Federal Boulevard is going to be a good alternate route.